Welcome to the driveway. Today I'm going to talk about blacking out the stealth camper. I've made some window blinds out of duct tape and cardboard. Zero money in this stuff. Well, duct tape was about $3. So they all just fit right in here in the trunk, out of the way, over the top of the other baggage that's essential everyday stuff to live with. We're going to put these in the car and show you how well they work. As you can see, I've just taken a piece of cardboard, rolled the window down, stuck the cardboard up, and traced out the shape. Worked out real well, easy, no real problems. Then I went over, just as a waterproofing, a little bit of a waterproofing, I went over it with some duct tape. Also, it almost matches the color of my car, so it doesn't grab the eye as much as, say, a black duct tape would do. And that black duct tape also draws a little bit of heat. But this thing is just the right size to pop in past the seal. And you've got almost complete coverage. There's some little slivers around the outside, but somebody would have to have their eyeball right up to it to see anything. Let's do the front one. This one's shaped a little different, but again, it just pops right in there. It just pops in past that seal. We've got almost complete coverage. Pretty dark. I'm going to put the others in, and I'll show you how dark it gets. This is for the back window. It actually folds in half, and as you can see, I had to do a little cutout for the light in the back, the brake light that's up in the window, and I overshot the edge and double taped it to itself a little bit of a lip, gasket kind of thing to fit around the edges so it blocks out that edge light. Hope you can see that. See, this is sort of loose, and I'll show you how that goes in. Okay, we're going to put the back one in, and one thing I'll say that I didn't do right, I added these little tabs so that I could pull it out easier. They don't really work, they rip, so I wouldn't bother. These things just rip right off. You'd have to secure them a little bit better. It was a good concept, but it didn't work out. You just this, and you see how that gasket sort of fits around that light there, and these pop in, the corners popping in, so that's that. And we'll close the door. Let me show you. This is without the front screen in. It's pretty dark, and then for the front, because you never know, you might have to get out real quick, and you don't want to have to jerk this big thing that you got to wrestle back. I have one of these actual store-bought, gets bigger things that I put into the front window, which blocks not as much light as this, but enough to make it good and dark. If you're sitting in a parking lot at night and these side ones are up, and somebody tries to look in that front window, they can't really see anything unless you have a light on, unless you have a little light on inside the car. So this is pretty good. There are some problems with it that I'm going to address, and I'll talk about that in a few minutes. But let's put this in the front window, and I'll show you how dark it gets. So there you are looking at the front. Here are the sides. A few cracks of light here and there. Do a panoramic for you here. There's the back. There's the sides again. So that front window, it doesn't block everything, but it gives you a privacy screen, and it does take a lot of the harshness of the sun out. I just can't justify putting a piece of cardboard in the front. It's just like, I'll get out and I'll walk around the car and let you see what it looks like, how much you can see in, and we'll look at that. This is mainly so that you've got a little privacy. If you're parked, hopefully you're parked somewhere you can legally park or that's out of the way, but you don't feel like somebody's peeking in on you at night or when you're trying to rest during the day at a rest stop or something like that. One thing I would do differently on these front windows, I think I'm going to go through and cut a slot and put a screen in there, just a window screen, some of that repair stuff that you can just cut to size. But I'll probably cut a bigger rectangle in the hole and then just tape it over there. That way I can roll the window down and it prevents condensation at night. If you put out a lot of a lot of water when you're breathing, and you don't want that to build up in the car, or it'll just be dripping and you might end up with some mold issues. But it's definitely yucky to wake up to with the water hanging on the windows, inside of the windows. So I would cut some little windows within my window cover and put some of that dark colored screen porch wire in, and then probably a little flap that's just a piece of duct tape taped on that just kind of sets over. That way it'll break the view in, but it'll still allow some air traveling. I'll show that. When I modify that, I'll show it. So let's look at it from the outside. So here we are looking at the Aveo from the outside with the window blocks in. As you can see, you can't really even peek in there if it's dark inside. If I don't have the little lamp on, I can't see anything. And if I did have the lamp on, I'd have to get right up. I'd have to be a nosy person right up to that. A police officer's just going to knock. He's going to be a little paranoid that he can't see in. He's going to ask you to move along, but a nosy person might actually get right up in there and try to peek, and you can't see anything. Okay, so here's the front. It's a little sloppier, but you'll notice this upper part has some tint to it. You can't really see down into those cracks, and this gives you pretty good coverage, and you can rip it away and get out of there if you need to. Again, this is just the other side. You can't see anything, and the back, can't see anything. It's not the best looking thing in the world, but it does work, and it's negligible cost to do this. So if you're going to a concert and you can't find a hotel room, or you can't afford one, and you just need some privacy and you've got a safe place to park, I'd say this would work. See how I have not taken the cardboard all the way to the edge, but I've taken the tape a little further, so it's a little flap, and that fits around that light. Anytime you have a big gap like that it's not going to fit flush to, it's good to make a little edge like this. And just one more time I'll mention, I want to be able to roll the windows down, crack them so there's no condensation. So I'm probably going to go through and make a little rectangle here and put some screen in there so bugs can't get in, and a little flap, not unlike these that I have here, but a little flap over that so that air can flow but people can't really see in. So that's my addition to the stealth build for today, and we're getting to the point where I need to start telling you about the way I'm stocking the vehicle, and how we're doing some rechargeable appliances inside there. And then we'll need to take some trips just to see how it works out. Alright, here I am in the car at night. I let it get dark, and I've got my little camp light on. We're going to turn it off. We're right outside. There's a street light, so we're going to see what it looks like inside the car with the window blinds up and parked underneath a street light. So I don't think you can see me. I'm going to pan it around. There's that front window that's the store-bought sunblock. It does pretty good at night. And then you can see most of the light coming through a little bit here. And that's what it looks like at night. Now I'm going to get out and I'm going to leave this light on. Inside, I'm going to get out and walk around the vehicle so that you can see how much you can see inside with the light on inside. Okay, here we are coming up on the car. You can see a little bit through here. And we just need to move the blind over a little bit inside there. We don't have it positioned correctly. Here's the side. You can see a little bit. We'll go right up to the crack. Can't really see anything inside there, but you can see a little bit of light. We're over to the driver's side. Now we're to the front, and that store-bought blind works pretty good. Coming over to the passenger's side a little bit here. Let's see if we can peek in there. Can't really see anything, just a sliver of light. And I'll step away so we can, okay, I'm about 20 feet away from the car now. and I see nothing. I see nothing. So, like I said, about 20 feet away from the car, about 2 car lengths, and I do not see anything. Go a little closer, walk towards the car. Okay, I'm starting to see. Now I'm 5 feet from the car. So the blinds are pretty effective, I'd say.